There are growing frustrations around the WWE Women's Division. Plus, we have an update on Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar and their SummerSlam match stipulation. And TNA legends are returning for Impact Wrestling. It's all in the wrestling news right now. We addressed the interview that Lufisto did with Fightful regarding her experience of the AEW women's locker room in our first news video today, in which Lufisto calls out a few names in what she describes as an apparently toxic women's locker room environment. We talk all about that in video 1 today, so if you wanted to find out more about that, it's in the video that we did earlier today. We are here now to talk about some of the growing frustrations backstage around the WWE women's division. What have Worked Wrestling been saying, Andrew?
Well, Worked Wrestling said there are growing frustrations backstage in WWE regarding the handling of the women's division. This comes after multiple planned women's matches were pulled from the SummerSlam card, such as Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus and Raquel Rodriguez versus Rhea Ripley for the women's world title.
Now, Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus was reportedly part of the plans for SummerSlam. We were talking about this, I think, start of last month.
Yep.
When that card came out from numerous websites that listed Drew McIntyre versus Gunther, Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Gonzalez, Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso, and pretty much all of that has come to the fore, with the exception of 2 of those women's matches, and Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus is one of them. And this is also, despite this being one of the longer running feuds.
Yeah.
Outside of the bloodline stuff, obviously.
Yeah, it felt like for the longest time, I think a lot of people were talking about this culminating and finishing perhaps at SummerSlam. And it's a shame. It's a shame that isn't the case for Becky and Trish. And it's a shame because Rhea Ripley, bloody hell, she's not had a pay-per-view match since Night of Champions, which was 3 months ago at this point.
But she's so prevalent, you wouldn't have thought it, would you?
No, and
she's
that
everywhere.
Match, exactly, but that match only lasted, I believe, about a minute as well. So it's like, Matt, what's going on? Rhea
Ripley addressed her absence from the pay-per-view. There's an InStyle article that was written about Rhea Ripley's, quote, SummerSlam Glam, which she, quote, retweeted, correcting them from SummerSlam Glam to SummerSlam Media Appearance Look, for the reasons we all know of. Do we? Well, Fightful Select seem to. Fightful Select say there was a good reason for at least the Trish versus Becky match being delayed until mid-August, but they went on to be told that WWE has been adamant about limiting the number of matches and the run times for premium live events, which caused some matches that were being built for the show to be moved elsewhere. Those we spoke to said that on SummerSlam the match would have been severely limited with Becky and Trish, and the decision to put it on Raw gives it more time. It's also being considered to be moved to WWE Payback. We can confirm, though, according to PW Insider, that Becky Lynch is in Detroit.
So maybe doing
looking at
stuff, I guess. Yeah, looking at cars.
Looking at cars. Possibly doing press stuff. Who knows what may happen on the night of the show. Rhea Ripley also is in Detroit, obviously part of the Judgment Day. But Liv Morgan's in Detroit as well, and we know that with Raquel Rodriguez having legit injuries that has probably put the stoppers to that match, Liv Morgan being there. If they wanted to add another match, I don't think at this point they will.
I don't think they will either. It's a shame. As we were saying there, with it being time restraints and stuff like that, we've got a bloody Slim Jim Battle Royale on the card. And I know that WWE, they recently released a thing saying like, oh, this is like the most record-breaking deal that we've had before with Slim Jim, and it's like, for God's sake, there's no stakes in it at the moment. It's literally Battle Royale presented by Slim Jim, and it's like if it's not on the pre-show, I feel like it could have easily been moved to the pre-show at least anyway, and then time could have been made for these matches.
But I like money.
No, companies do.
I like money.
But I don't know. It just seems a bit daft to me.
Hey, look, a battle royal for essentially a blood bogey as a snack. You're welcome to it.
A blood bogey.
That's what it is, isn't
That's
it?
great.
I don't know. Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar hasn't been bumped from SummerSlam. Seems stipulation free. Is that going to be the case, Andrew?
Well, let's see. This comes from Fightful Select, who say there were rumours this summer that Lesnar and Rhodes' third match would have a stipulation added to it, which is not the plan as of today and won't happen unless something changes. Beyond that, Fightful Select learned that contrary to rumours, there was never a stipulation pitched or considered heavily. Now, months ago, there were rumours that a dog collar match was pitched and shot down for Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Sources close to both sides confirmed that the idea of a stipulation was never on the cards for the match. We're told that the limit of the idea was, does this match need a stipulation? And it was agreed that it didn't and wasn't broached again. We specifically asked if a dog collar match was on the cards or mentioned as rumoured, but we're told that didn't happen.
I didn't hear the dog collar rumours as loud as I heard some of the bull rope match rumours.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was in the predictions video yesterday, which you can go and watch on the channel if you do so desire. I was like thinking for the longest time, I think a lot of us were thinking for the longest time there would be a stipulation. I was like, Cody will come out with a burlap sack in his hand, drop it in the middle of the ring, and it's bull rope time. But at the same time, I mean, Cody Rhodes beating the mountain that is Brock Lesnar outright in a singles match, in a wrestling match, 1, 2, 3. There's no more definitive way, I guess, to end the feud, is there?
I guess that's the ultimate way to wrap up the story,
Yeah.
to finish that particular story
Yes, yeah.
for Cody and Brock. You can watch the finishing of that particular story with Cody and Brock with Andrew and Adam on the Cultaholic YouTube channel. Live reactions on Saturday night. Predictions are waiting for you right now, as are 9 pitches for SummerSlam. Some wild and woolly ideas coming out of the brains of Adam Pacitti, Andrew Hodgkinson, and Jack the Jobber waiting for you on the YouTube channel. Plus, you'll have what happened at SummerSlam with Jack after the event and the WTF moments from SummerSlam with Ross as well. It is a feisty, full, girthy weekend of wrestling content.
It's the biggest party of the summer, isn't it?
It truly is.
That's why we're celebrating with all of you.
Because Lord knows, why'd you sound like a ghost?
I don't know.
You. Zoinks! Run, Scooby!
Like Scoob. There you go.
Like, that's a really good impression.
That was good as well.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Scooby-Doo aside, there is a mystery that has been solved in TNA. And who will be representing TNA for the Impact 1000 show?
Oh, for the Impact 1000 show. Well, last night Impact announced that Awesome Kong, Angelina Love, and Velvet Sky will return for the 1000th episode of Impact Wrestling. Now, Awesome Kong obviously had a series of matches with Gail Kim. My goodness gracious me, they were great. And they revolutionized women's wrestling in the mid-2000s. Now, Angelina Love and Velvet Sky also made waves in the company as the beautiful people for many years. Yeah.
The pigeons are going to be loose at Impact's 1000th anniversary show. It's being taped on September the 9th in White Plains, New York. It'll be the day after Victory Road. They tape it there. Congratulations to Impact on your impending 1000th.
That's incredible, isn't it?
UK Invasion tickets go on sale today as well, by the way.
Oh, gotta get the plug. I'm
not getting sponsored or anything to say that.
No.
Hashtag not spawn. But if Impact is in your neighborhood, do go say hello.
Because some might be there.
I might be there.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Scott called me. I had my phone on silent for a few hours last night. Scott, you might have tried to call me then.
You were in the bath.
Yeah, I was in the bath.
Getting ready for when they do.
For when they ring me and go,
Emma,
come and be our ring announcer when we do Newcastle.
And then he gets out Starkers and he'll announce stuff in Newcastle Starkers. So everybody has to go and watch Impact in Newcastle because Tom will be naked.
Newcastle,
there you go.
Bring a magnifying glass. We'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Keys.
I love you, bye.